Cyndi won Leader of the Year award this year with Isogenics, and I couldn't think of a more beautiful, more gracious, more deserving person to win that award. I think you are absolutely spectacular. So last night I did a call for your team and wearing the same clothes because I've been working. I have not changed my shirt. I brushed my hair and my teeth, but that's as far as it went. But I really want to speak to you and really have you bless my team and just teach us what you do. Because honestly, Sin, the biggest complaint that I hear is I can't create any consultants. I don't know what to do. Nobody wants to share. Nobody wants to build with me. I get close to executive. I have 8 and then I fall back down to 4. And this is such a common thing. And I don't know how to give them a different perspective because for me, I'm like, duh, just enroll your way out of it. But you're someone who's probably enrolled half the people that I have, right? But
Right.
you have triple the amount of executives. So I want to know what you're doing. I want you to give me the goods and tell me your strategy, because when you enroll someone, when you set someone up, how do you even begin to paint this picture? So
Okay.
let's talk a little bit.
Okay, let's talk.
Let's talk, my friends.
All right. So when someone gets started, well, first of all, thank you for having me here. I am so excited. Angela, when I first met her, I just fell in love with her. You guys are so blessed to have a leader with a work ethic unparalleled to none. I mean, she is one of the hardest working people I know. She may go another day with that same shirt on because she's all about serving you guys, and she'll do whatever it takes to make things happen to help you. And I just love and respect that about her. And we were chatting on the phone last week personally. I was telling her my issues. She was telling me her issues. We're like, okay. She said to me, if we could combine your skills and my skills, we'd be like a superhero. And I said, absolutely, because my gifting is leader building and her gifting is enrolling. So we just try to help each other. We all can be successful no matter what our gifting is. And that's where we don't compare ourselves to each other. Sure, I wish I could enroll like Angela, but that's not my gifting. So I'm going to work in my area of gifting and get help from Angela and other people who are great enrollers so that I can step up my enrolling. You know, I have enrolled over 300 people. I think I'm about 350 people in 5 years. So I have done my fair share of enrolling, but I'm never a top enroller like Angela. I'm just not. And most of my enrolling, I did that first year. I enrolled like a madwoman that first year. And then I just started splitting my time up, so spending a little less time on enrolling and a little more time on leader building. So I'd love to share my tips with you guys, and then certainly answer any questions that you have. But basically, every single person that I meet that I'm talking to about Isogenics, every single one I plant the seed about getting their products paid for. And you know, this is my analogy on this. I too, like Angela, hit millionaire status. I too, like Angela, created a really nice income for myself. It's a pretty steady income, allowing my husband to hopefully be done with his job the end of the year. We have 4 kids, 2 in college right now, 2 more to go. So I've been able to do magnificent things with my income, but I still do 3 IsaBody challenges a year because I want $600 in free products a year. I still try to earn top achievers so I can go for free. I'm never going to make so much money that I'm not going to care about getting things on sale. I still shop the sales racks. I still shop the clearance racks. That's not going to change. I don't care if I'm making $1 million in a year. That's just not going to change. It's not who I am. So most people are wired like that. There might be some that aren't, but I know that most people like free or discounts. I mean, that's just the way it is. So every single person that I talk to learns about the IsaBody challenge before, you know, when they enroll with me, they learn about the IsaBody challenge, and I encourage them to sign up that very day so that their first order counts for their 500 BV over the 16 weeks. So we already start talking about free products. If I get someone that I'm sensing is all about that, and even if I don't, even if they're not super excited about it, no matter what, I still never judge. I tell everybody about referral rewards. And it may look like this. You know, I might be talking to Angela and she might say to me, I could never do what you do, nor do I want to. I'm crazy busy. I have a full-time job. And I'll say, oh my gosh, Angela, you don't have to do what I do. But I want you to know that when people notice your results, and they will, if you follow this program, you're going to see results if you're compliant. And when they notice, I want you to remember we have something called referral rewards. So when people ask you about it, if you don't know how to answer their questions, just give them my name and number, have them call me and let me know that you're their friend, and I will talk to them. I'll get them started and I'll coach them, but I want you to get the referral rewards to help you pay for your products. Does that sound okay? I've never had one person say to me, no, that doesn't sound good. I don't want a discount. No one has ever said that to me. So then I'll plant that seed with them. And then I do a really good job with coaching. And I know your team does this too, Angela. So when I'm product coaching them, I just stay pretty close to them that first 30 days. I want to talk to them before they cleanse for the first time, after they cleanse. And my question I love to ask them after they're cleansing the first time is, have you had any results yet? And when they say, well, yeah, how much? What are you down? How do you feel? Has anybody noticed? That's my favorite question to ask. Has anybody noticed? And then they'll say, yeah, at work, I've had a lot of people say that I look great. All right. Well, remember, I told you about those generous referral rewards. When people ask you, what are you doing? And, want a little more information, don't forget to give them my name and number. If there's someone that's local and I have a health and wellness event, I'll give them the date of my next event. I do them regularly. So like I have one next Thursday night. So I would say, now, Angela, if people at work are asking you about it, be sure to let them know a meeting next week. They can come and sample some products and learn about it and see if it might be something they want to try. And remember, you'll get the referral rewards for it. So I'm just constantly planting those seeds. So oftentimes the people that said, oh, I could never do what you do, end up having results and then sharing. And then once they share and we get the two people and they get their ISA wallet card, then I continue to go. I don't talk to them about earning money in the leadership pools when they're telling me they're not interested in the business. I don't go that far ahead. I just go step by step. So when they share with one person, I'll say, now, Angela, I want to share with you, we've got a great incentive that if you share with one more person this week, your referral reward will double. And I say referral reward instead of product introductory bonus because I just think it's less businessy. And I use PIBs and double PIBs when I do my business trainings and all of that. But when I'm talking to someone for the first time, I like to say referral rewards because that's what it is. Word of mouth referrals, we get paid to do it. So I tell them about the double PIB. So often if someone shared with one person, they want to get that second person to get double PIBs because it's so much more money. And then before you know it, they're getting their consultant bonus of $50. And then once they do that, then I'll say, I am so proud of you. Would you like me to recognize you on Facebook? I usually shout it out on Facebook when someone, does this and that you've earned money doing this. And I ask their permission before I do that. And very often they say yes because they don't get recognized anywhere else. So it's really nice to get that little pat on the back. They get their ISA wallet card and they just get a taste of getting a little bit of income to start buying their products. And then they want more. And my thing I like to tell my team is that when you can get people to the manager level and they get, they've done you share, they share, and they get that income from being a manager, they often don't leave. Like that is a great retention level to get people to. So you get them there and most often they're making enough money, their products are free and they stay. And that's what we're all about. We want to not just create leaders, we want to keep them. So that's what I do with everybody. Does that help?
That's so helpful. So from that, I have about 8 questions.
Sure. Fire away.
So, okay, Cyndi, so let's say you enroll Jeff. I see my friend Jeff on the call, and Jeff said, I got one. I got my sister. She's going to do it. And he gives you the phone number. Do you coach his 2 people and talk to them, or do you say, no, Jeff, this is not how it's going to work. I don't want to run your business for you. I want to teach you how to do it. Where do you draw the line? Because some people, they want the money, but they don't want to do the work. And I don't want them taking advantage of someone who's already overworked. So what is the limitation with that? How do you say, well, get me on a 3-way, or I'll coach them, I'll teach you? You get what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's a great, great question. So it depends on the person. Everybody always wants to know what my scripts are. I'm like, I do not have a script to give you. Everybody's a little bit different. So I would ask Jeff a bunch of questions. And if Jeff is one of those people saying he doesn't want to do the business, I'm not going to make him do it. I'm going to help him and encourage him and try to empower him to do it. So I take baby steps. So it depends on what he's telling me. If he tells me he doesn't want to do the business, I'll say, well, sure, I'll talk with your sister. Would you like to get on a three-way with me just to introduce us? And I'll try to do it that way. And then I'll let him hear me talk to his sister. So he's learning while we're on the phone, but I'm taking responsibility for it. And then when she gets her products, I'll say, Jeff, do you want to be on the phone when I talk with your sister and kind of coach her through? And he may say, you know what, I'm tied up. I can't. Well, I'll say, you know what, I don't mind doing that for you, Jeff, but I'm not going to do that for a year. I'm not going to do that for a year. I'm going to help him. If he gets his first 2 people, and now he's got a taste of it, I often find that if I help people with their first couple of enrollments, they get their money and then they want to learn how to do this. And so I will coach them. I will help them. I really view it like I'm mentoring them to do my job. Even if they're saying they don't want to do it, they end up doing it because they're going to feel guilty. They're not going to want me to do it for them once they start receiving money for it. So I really use it like a training experience. I try to get him to be on the three-way to introduce us, to try to coach him so he knows and hears how I'm talking to his sister. And then maybe he's ready to, step up and help out, at the second one or maybe the third one.
I like your verbiage very much. You take responsibility, but you're always inviting them to join in, learn, and listen.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that because it's a no pressure approach. But look, why don't you, it's a very nice, kind, friendly way of getting them involved.
Mm-hmm.
And, after 5, 6, you might, say, well, listen, if you're not really into this, do you just prefer that I give you the referral and I take them? But I get it. I like it. I like that the first few you're going to help them with. So here's my next question. I have someone who says she's interested. She is interested. She's loving it. She lost 11 pounds in her first week, which is ridiculous. But now she said she's going to put up a Facebook and didn't. She said she's going to talk to her friends and hasn't. She said she's going to make a list, but has not yet. She expresses interest every time she's on the phone with you, but yet when you give her action steps, she does nothing. How do you approach this situation without being a pain in the ass? You're annoying them.
Good question, Asker. This is the thing. You can teach someone how to do this if they're teachable and coachable, but you can't force them. So I love on people and I'm willing to empower them and I'm willing to work with them, but they have to meet me halfway. So it's not like I would say, listen, you didn't post on Facebook and you didn't do what I told you to do, so you're out of here. I'm not going to work.
That sounds like me.
I would never do that. And you don't do it that way, I'm sure. If you do it, it's a much nicer way. So I would just say to them, I'll use the name Jill. I would just say, Jill, listen, I am absolutely here for you. When you're ready to do these things, I am so excited to work with you and partner with you, and I'll help you every single step of the way. I will, mentor you. Just let me know when you're ready. I don't want to put so much pressure on someone that I turn them off. And I think we can make the mistake of doing that. We can put so much pressure on people that we end up, instead of attracting them, we repel them. So we have to be gentle and supportive, but let them know I'm not gonna spend a ton of time on you right now in the nicest way possible if you're not meeting me halfway. So I would just say it, Jill, when you're ready for this, I certainly don't want to rush you. I want to do this when you are ready. I'm gonna be here. So just message me, or if you have a scheduler, schedule a time to talk with me, and I'll be here to support you.
I love it. I love it because you're making yourself available. Your door is always open. But you know what, Jill? When you're ready, it's at your pace.
And one more point on that.
Please.
if she's not ready, we cannot take that personally. She's just not ready. She's not saying no to you. She's not saying you're a bad leader. You've done something wrong. We can tend to take someone's no, or not no, someone not doing what we have, encouraged them to do. We can take that so personally, and then it can set us back. And that's where you really have to draw the line, let it go, and find the people that are ready to work with you and want to work with you right now. Because there's people praying for this right now that need you. And if you get so upset and, your feelings are so hurt because Jill's not ready, then that can take you out of the game. So you just can't do that. You move on to the next person who's ready.
Awesome. So what happens when they do say that they're ready? They say, wow, I've been watching your success. I am down 14 pounds. I am ready to rock and roll with you.
Okay, so then I bring it back to their why. I don't say, okay, so do this, and this, and then I'll talk to you. I say, okay, Jill, tell me why. Why are you finally ready to do this? And I'll let her talk, and I shut my mouth. And then I'll ask more questions. What's your why? What's your goal? What do you want to accomplish? Okay, what are you willing to do in order to achieve these things? How much time do you have to put into your business? I ask a ton of questions. I don't ever want to make people feel like I'm their boss and I'm dictating what they need to do in order to be successful. I want it to be their idea. Just like, if you're a parent, I don't know how many of you guys are parents, sometimes we want our kids to do certain things, but if we dictate to them and try to whip them into shape, it doesn't always go so well. But if it's their idea, then it works really, really well. So I use some of the same things that I do with my children, on my team and in my business. So I would ask them, how many hours do you have a week to work your business? What are your goals? How can we make this work? Where do you feel you need support? All right. Now, remember I talked to you about that list. Let's get started with that. Have you had any progress with that? I don't say, did you do your list yet? No? Oh my gosh, and make her feel bad. I say, how about that list? You remember we talked about that? Pull that out. Have you worked on that? All right, that would be what I would encourage you to get started with. Get that list going. How about if it's a local person? I've got a launch party next Thursday night. Might you be willing to invite some of your people and come to this launch party? Because if you can get your people in front of me, I'm sure I might be able to help you get them excited about getting started with you. And I'd love to get you building this business and enjoying some referral rewards.
Beautiful. Might you be willing? I like it. No pressure there. I like it very much. So they've pulled out their list, and she says, yes, I have 100 names. Cyndi, what do I do now? Just call them and tell my story? Do you prep them on how to share their 30-second story? Do you offer to do some 3-way phone calls? What's step 2 once they've committed to an hour a day and they have their list?
That's great. So yes, when I go back to when I got started, I was doing weekly launch parties. So I would invite those people, that list of 100, I would invite them, if they're local, to my local launch parties. If not, I would invite them to online parties. Now we're doing these virtual online parties every week. So even if Jill's not feeling confident enough to share yet, she's probably feeling plenty confident enough to invite her to a corporate call. So I would have her invite people to the call and get people to take a look, but not just stopping there. I am totally a firm believer in, if you can get people on a telephone. Private messaging through Facebook and text messaging is fabulous, but when you've got someone new that's starting off, that phone call is super awesome. And so in the beginning, I did a combination of things, and I still to this day encourage my new people to do the same thing. I would invite people to things on the telephone, picking it up, letting them know what I'm doing. I would send postcards inviting people to my event, because people love to get mail. I would set up Facebook events and invite people there, but I don't just rely on one thing, because I get invited to so many Facebook events that I don't even see them anymore. So I can't just rely on that. So if you're setting up a Facebook event for people, know that you have to double invite them. Send them a private message, pick up the phone and tell them, I added you on a Facebook event, and I want to be sure you know that I'm having a health and wellness event, or whatever you're calling it. So a combination of things. Just contact them, whether it be Facebook message, launch party, telephone, but I just encourage them to contact the 100 people to get started. And then I encourage them to keep adding people to their list, because we know 100 names you can get through pretty quickly when you're fired up. So we want to keep adding people to the list over and over again every day.
And just sharing your story,
Mhm.
having
Yep.
them take a look, whether it's at a launch party, at a corporate live event,
Mhm.
whether it's on a three-way phone call with your coach. Our team has been very successful with the three-way phone calls.
Three-way phone calls are fabulous. If you can get a new person to just talk to some of their people and say, hey, you know what, I'm brand new at this and I'm just beginning to share, but my coach Angela has been doing this for 4 years, 5 years, and has had tremendous success. And I would love for you to hear her story. Would that be okay? I
Yeah.
mean, they're going to love it. They're going to love it. And, that third party verification is so huge. I even tell my people, I've got, 90-day action plans going on, like you guys are doing your blitz. And I have several coaching groups that I'm working with. And I told them this week, I'm like, you guys underutilize me. Get me on the phone or get me in front of your people. I know they don't need me. They know how to talk about the products. These are my leaders. They're building a business. But I'm like, if you get me in front of someone and you let me talk about the business, they're going to want to do the business, because my belief in the business is I'm so up here that even though you're excited about the business, you got to times that by 100. That's where I'm at. So use me. And so if you guys aren't using your upline and your leader and on up to Angela for three ways and Zooms, you're missing the boat. You really are. Even if you don't feel like you need her, that third party verification just, whoo, it's
100%.
amazing. Yeah.
I still use Ed for 5-day phone calls. I still do three ways. And I totally agree with you that I'm so underutilized.
Yeah.
I give the example, like when you have a closer, like Mariano Rivera, you bring them in. You bring them in the ninth inning. And we're here to help each other. And people have this attitude where, I don't want to bother you. I didn't want to bother you. I said, but if you get him, then we get them. Then it's another member on our team. You grow, we all grow. So I do feel that way as well. So let me ask you something else. When people hear that you've created 15 executives in 14, I'm sorry, in 4.5, 5 years. I mean, I picture like somebody finishes like their week one, you're like, let's go, and then they go. I mean, give us the reality of 15 executives.
Okay. No. That's not quite how it goes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what does it look like? Because people get so frustrated. They're like, I've enrolled 10 people and I only have 2 consultants and no one is an executive yet. And
Yeah.
I'm like, you enrolled 10 and you have 2 consultants? You're ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So it's such a numbers game, guys, and you get better at it, and your numbers get better the more skills that you have. And you have to remember, I don't miss a conference, I don't miss an event, and I'm in personal development every single day of my life. So I've gotten a little bit better at this over the years. And I also have learned that I never prejudge anyone. I don't look at someone and say they're too busy to want to go to executive. They have a full-time job. They have 3 children. I never do that. I just always assume everybody is going to want to get to executive, because to me, that's where the real money happens. If you want to earn money in this business, get to executive and stay paid as executive. But let me explain, what I do when I've got someone that raises their hand. I again ask a lot of questions. So right now I'm working with, believe it or not, my husband and my son are going for executive. So anytime I have someone going for executive, I still keep a paper planner. So I'm very techie. I've got an iPhone, a Mac computer, and my calendar's online, but I keep a Franklin planner in front of me because I take a lot of notes each day. I want to kind of jot down every single person I'm talking to and really have a journal of all of that. And then in the back, I have a file for everybody that I am personally working with that wants to hit executive. And in it has their bubble chart. So this is my son's. He has his in front of him and I have it here. And when I have someone that's working to executive, we talk very often. So tonight I did a Zoom meeting right before this call with my son, his new enrollee, and 2 people that his friend Sam wants to enroll. Last night I did another one for him with another group of people. So a couple times a week, we live 2 hours apart. So he's not able to come to my physical launch party. So I'm doing virtual things for him. So it does require a lot of my time when I'm working with an executive to try to help them build to executive. So the things that are important are me helping them always be focused on their why. My son's why is that he's a college graduate working in his very first job, and he is not liking punching a time clock and sitting in a cubicle very well. He's an entrepreneur. He's a leader. He's kind of like me. And the thought of that for the next 30 years is not attractive. So he is really motivated now. and he's watched my success, and he's finally ready to go. So I encourage him, but I don't, again, dictate what he needs to do. So I told him, I said, why don't you be on my championship team? And so he's on my team. And so we meet weekly, and every week I'm setting goals up for everyone. I set the goal up, and my hope is that they're going to go for it, but I really try to get them to buy into these things. So with Tyler, I talked to him about making his list. I told him to pencil in the first 10 people he would like to have at the top of his organization, and let's get to work on those. Pencil them in, and we're going to get to work on those 10 people. So bit by bit, we've been enrolling those 10 people, and he's getting me on these 3-way Zooms. We love the Zoom technology because you can hear my passion on a telephone call, but when you can see it, and I'm, all excited with my hands going, then it's even better. So we've been doing a lot of that. So I stay in contact with people, and I put their dates. Now, Tyler is not even in a crystal reset right now, so he won't get the rank advancement bonuses, but he still knows he's going to get the consultant development bonuses. And so we're working really closely. When I have someone new, though, I put their dates on this. I write down their date they need to be crystal manager, the date they need to be crystal director. And we just stay in touch, and we keep focusing on getting that bonus. And what will that bonus mean to you? What will you do with that bonus? And we just do the work. So I give them ideas. My goal is to empower them that they want to do this, not that I want them to do it. I pour belief into them. I know you can do this. I support you. I'm so excited for you. I'm fired up. I send them messages. I'm there for them, but it's got to be their work. I can only do so much. I can't build your executive for you. You've got to do it. So I just meet them where they're at. And have I had people that don't hit it? Absolutely. Absolutely. Have I had people that don't want to do it? Absolutely. But I focus on the ones that want it, and that's where I spend the majority of my time, on the ones that are willing to get me on a phone 2 nights in a row. Then I'll spend my time with them.
Have you ever posted in your business group and kind of said, okay, I'm looking to take 3 people to executive this quarter, who's ready to step up? Do you ask for a call to action like that? Because I often ask for a call to action.
I can't say that I did, but I love that idea. Thank you very much. I'm going to write that one down.
Well, what a wonderful idea you gave me is, and something so simple, to give a little something away after posting a team call and saying, what value did you find? By the way, Jeff, you won the raffle. Jeff, you won the raffle. My kids picked your name. I meant to message you. But that was such a wonderful idea. You post the call and you say, what was your takeaway? And it's brilliant, because now even the ones who didn't get on the call, they're reading the comments and they're like, oh man, maybe I should jump on. Look at all these valuable nuggets that people are taking away. So I learn a lot just by talking with you.
Yeah. And being coachable is, honestly, it's one of the hugest things. So Angela and I are both pretty successful, but we're both incredibly coachable. She gives me an idea, I do it. If I give her an idea, she does it. So keep yourselves in a coachable state, for sure, for sure. And, I always tell people, don't reinvent the wheel. You don't need to come up. I'm not a genius with coming up with stuff, but I am a genius with following what works. If I see something is working for Angela and I don't do it, and it may be a little uncomfortable for me, but she tells me to do it, I'm going to do it because it works for her. So clearly, even if, Angela and my personalities are very, very different. So I might have to change the words on something she does. She might have to change the words on something that I do to make it hers, to make it mine. But we're still going to give it a go because we're coachable. And that is a huge key to success in doing this business. And, I probably my biggest tip is we do so much talking and explaining, we forget to ask questions. And this is all about your people. And if they want to rank advance to executive, you've got to ask the questions to find out why. Just like when we're getting someone started on the program, we want to know what their goals are, right? We want to know, do they want to lose weight? Do they want to have better in performance and recovery from their workouts? So we ask questions. We have to do the same thing when it comes to the business. We've got to know what our people want, how much they want to earn. For those of you that were at Celebration, one of the things that I do, I hate to rip this off my wall, but I'm going to do it. I have more of them. I print off these cycle sheets, so it tells you how many cycles you cycle in a week to earn the annual.
Here's mine. Right on my desk.
And I keep mine taped up by my wall, and I always like am circling my next rank advancement and what that would mean. But I give this to brand new people because I want to know what their goal is annually, even in the beginning when they raise their hand. So in the beginning, it might not be that high, and I know what we need to do in order to get them there. But you don't know that if you don't ask questions. So I'm always asking, like my son, how much do you need to earn in order for you to get out of the cubicle? And so that's what we're working on. So I'm like, okay, that means you need to cycle this many times per week. And it's going to take you a while to build that. So in the meantime, you're going to want to pop out as many consultants as you can. You'll get $100 for the first 20. You've missed your rank advancement, so you won't get those bonuses now, but you'll get $2,000. And then by the time you get your executive build, you'll be cycling hopefully about 10 times a week, maybe more. And so that's what we do. So it's always looking at the next step for someone and always sharing that vision, because so many people, they have goals and they might not be happy, but they just don't know how to dream. They don't know how to dream big. They don't know how to have that big vision. So I really feel like if we can share that vision with them and get them fired up, they'll be willing to go to work if they know it's doable, if they know they can achieve it. If you believe in them, then they'll work for it because they know they can do it.
Yeah, you know what's so funny? I've had this on my list, on my desk since I hit 1 star. And I moved from New York to New Jersey, and I still have it on my desk. And what's funny is that the list stopped at 8-star Golden Circle. I never even pictured in my mind that I would ever grow past. And I said, you know what? If I'm going to do it, I got to write it down. And a couple months ago, I finally put 9-star and 10-star on here.
That's great. Yeah, you need the new sheet because my sheet goes up to 12-star platinum. So yeah, you gotta just find a bigger sheet.
This one,
that's what I'm always telling people. You know, you've got to dream bigger. So find out what their goals are. And, you know, quite honestly, some people, all they want is $500 a month. $500 a month will change their family's lives. Yeah. And so that's what we work with. We work hard to figure out how they can earn $500 a month, but then we share the vision of how they can earn more. We share the vision of what would it be like to earn $1,000 a month? What would it be like to earn $5,000 a month? We don't want them to stop and hit the ceiling and not realize past it, like Angela was saying with 8-star. We want them, once they hit that, we want to be able to take their vision up a step. Until they believe in themselves, it's our job to believe in them and share the vision with them and help them see it.
Yeah. How did you cast the vision for people, Cyndi, when you first started? Did you always believe? Was your vision always so strong? Because I have so many beautiful new people on my team, and we have a great person on our team. She hit 2-star executive, Kelly, and she said, well, I decided not to go back to teaching, and now I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I'm making enough with Isagenix not to go back. I'm like, girl, you better say it loud and proud. That is a big deal. But sometimes people have a difficulty distinguishing from ownership to, worker, from being a worker to being an entrepreneur. How can somebody who's fairly new and still has the fog, not quite 100% belief like you, how can they cast a vision for their people?
By getting to events and getting their people to events. Every time I do things, I tell my team, it's important for you to come, but like if I'm doing a launch party, it's senseless for you to come each time I do a launch party if you're not going to bring someone. You coming and hearing the same presentation over and over again. I do the same thing because I want to be duplicatable. It's not like every time you come, I'm going to do something spectacular and different. It's going to be the same thing over and over and over again. So you have to bring people to it. So it's the same thing with events. A lot of people, they don't see the big picture until you can get them to a big live event, one of the 4 core events. And when you get them there, they're like, whoa. There's normal people just like me that are doing unbelievable things in this business. And then they need to pay it forward and get more people to events. Angela didn't tell me to talk to you guys about events tonight, but boy, that's one of my top tips. It is one of the top things that I think we all need to be doing is if you want to be an attractive leader, then you need to be doing all the things you want your people to be doing. And I want my people to go to all the 4 core events. I know if they want true success in this, if they want a 6-figure income, they have to be going to events. Just like we know if our product users are going to have great product results, they have to use the products every day, right? They can't They can't, go off the program for a month and then come back to it, and leave for a month and come back to it. They have to be consistent with the products. So do we with the business, and events is a huge part. So, I think working on personal development and mindset is absolutely crucial if you want to grow this business. We have to develop a mindset that is attractive, and that when we have people that maybe don't have that vision we do, or that belief yet that we do, we can pour that belief into them. That's why I always tell people, you're silly not to use me. My belief is so up here with everything, the products, the business, the company, network marketing. So that's, use me until your belief is there, but work on getting your belief there too, because there is nothing better than someone presenting the opportunity that has belief up here, because you feel it. You feel it when someone talks like that they're so convicted in what they're saying. There's no doubt. And no one ever feels like I'm selling them something. I'm not selling Crystal Executive to anyone on my team. I'm just painting the picture of all the perks that you get by being a Crystal Executive. And I pour belief into them, why I think they could do this, why I think they'd be a great executive, why I think they'd be a great leader, and showing them the way. That's it.
So before I ask you what the perks are, I just want to share something with the team. This is a picture of your team at Celebration, and I want everyone to take a look at this. This is Cyndi's beautiful team, the most ever. How many people did you have, Cyndi?
We had over 400, and 5 years ago, we had 3.
This is what happens, guys.
Mm-hmm.
This is what happens when you pour belief into your people. This is what
I have a team member who is a photographer, so we've been doing this. I don't know if we'll be able to do it much longer, but I had everybody up there, and I had their attention for literally 30 minutes. People were sweating, waiting to take the picture, and anxious to be done. And so I just, without a mic or anything, I just talked to them. I was quivering. I was shaking like a leaf, because the reality of 3 going to 400 was crazy to me. And I just couldn't believe all these beautiful people whose lives have been impacted because of my decision. And that's how powerful this is. Your decision to join Isagenix could change not just 400 people's lives, but 4,000, 40,000 people if you stay consistent with this and you keep working. So, when you have that heart of service and you want to help other people, and you really, that's something that gets you fired up. I mean, I'm not a night person. But at this time I'm typically in bed, but I get so fired up doing these calls. Now I'm not going to be able to sleep because I get so fired up sharing what I love. And that's what we have to do, is just find your area of gifting and use your area of gifting. My area of gifting is really pouring belief into people, inspiring people, and building people up. And so that's what I try to do every single day. And the things I'm weaker at, I'm not a numbers person. I'm not a report person, a back office girl. I'm not great at those things, but I know it's required of me to be successful. So I have to learn them. So I ask from the people who are better at that than me. I'm not a top enroller. So I ask, Ange, give me some tips. What can I do? I said to her, I don't want to say that I've gone through my warm market, because I know I haven't, but I definitely am feeling like I need new leads. And she gives me all these great tips. So I'm open to that and I receive it. And that's where we all want to be. Work in your area of strength, but then learn where you need some work. And most of us need work on personal development and mindset.
100%. And I have an entire book of Cyndi nuggets, that I've taken away from you. And I think you're such an impressive leader. How much love, time, and just, experience you've given to other people, to me, is just so admirable, so noble. And it's always such an honor to talk to you. So before I open it up, you did such an incredible job at Celebration on the compensation plan. And I really got to hear your story for the first time. And I didn't really know the full story. And seeing from where you were to what you've become, I get choked up for you, because it's such a growth. It's absolutely incredible. So thank you so much for everything you do. We love you. My team was like, oh my God, she was amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you. So just, why is it important to get to executive and never fall off? I've received a lot of accolades from Isagenix. The thing that means the most to me is hitting executive and never falling off. I believe I hit it in maybe 4, 5, 6 months. and I've been executive for 4 years, 4.5 years, since however long. I've never fallen off. And to me, that's more admirable than women of Isogen, than anything else, because you're constantly working. And as soon as I, enroll someone, make another consultant. I am constantly going through my list. I have my whiteboards. I hit the executive reset, and now I have 2 more new consultants. Now I need another 8 for the next quarter. I'm always trying to stay at executive. That to me is number one. Why is it so important to have that frame of mind, that urgency to be executive?
Okay, and I feel the same exact way, ditto, 100%. Why? Because the perks are so huge. One of the biggest perks is the executive match. And when I first hit Crystal Executive, I remember, all 10 of my consultants, they might have cycled 10 times in a week, and I got 1 extra cycle, $54 extra. But it was $54 extra, and I celebrated that $54. And then it started to grow to, 10 extra matches, because my team was cycling 100 times in a week. And then I got an extra 10 cycles a week. And it's grown and grown. And my biggest, this may be my biggest week here by Sunday, but so far my biggest week was Mocha Shake Week. And that week, my consultants that I've personally developed, their cycles added up to 500 cycles. Times that by $54. Oh, that's wrong. 500.
You got 50 cycles times $54.
Extra.
50 extra cycles on top of what you earn.
Extra.
Right now with the cookies and cream, my girls together have earned 300. So just for remaining executive, I get 30 extra cycles. But I have to tell you something, you're succeeding as a leader when they're earning.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. So, my goal is not that my executive match, hits $13,500, because that's what the cap is until I open up a new business center. My goal is, how many people can I create earning 6 figures on my team? When that's my goal, then I achieve all of my goals. And I always use the Zig Ziglar quote, when you help enough other people achieve their goals, you'll achieve your goals. So, this isn't about me and, my success. I have goals for myself. Absolutely. I set goals for myself every year, but I achieve them by helping other people. So when I help people get to executive and they get executive matches, they're like, oh my gosh. So it's just so powerful. And then we've got the leadership pools, and, this starts at director level. So as you are getting to director level, as you're getting your team members to director level, learn about the director pools, because you can earn a significant amount of money. I'll never forget, I had a team member do a live video. Kathy Coover called her to tell her she earned $4,000, and she had no idea she was even in the leadership pools. She's not my personally enrolled, or she would have, but she had no idea. And she gets this phone call that she earned $4,000, and she started bawling. And so she does this video, and she shared it in my business page. Everybody that watched it cried because of her pure joy. Like, that's the kind of money that, we leave on the table if we don't understand the pools. So we want to understand them, but that is available to every single person as they build to director, as they build to executive. And I have been able to earn in the leadership pools more than I ever earned in 20 years in direct sales prior to Isogenics in 1 year. In 1 year. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So to me, I want others to achieve that. I want other people to be able to say, you know what, because of being paid as executive, the executive matches, the leadership pools, I'm able to walk away from a job I can't stand. If I want to get out of my cubicle like my son, I can afford to do that, because this compensation plan is so incredibly rich, and we leave money on the table. We really do. And so I'm always encouraging my team members, don't leave money on the table. These are rank advancement bonuses that are for you. You deserve to earn these. What can I do to help you? Let's get these rank advancement bonuses in your pocket.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God. I think I'm so excited. I'm going to grab 3 people and say, let's do this. Let's run to executive. I mean, it's how you get your business to grow. And it's so incredibly rewarding when you see people rise. But I tell you another thing, when somebody rank advancements and all the congratulations and all the money and all the excitement on Facebook, it brings you more business. People want to know what the hell is a Crystal Executive? How'd you get $1,000? What are you doing? What's going on? And how do I get in on it? Any ranking?
Yeah, it's attractive.
Yes, it's attractive, and it creates such a beautiful momentum amongst your team. You've got all these girls, 5 cycle bonus, 1 star, and it gets everyone so excited, and we're cheering for each other, and there's so much joy here. I've never been a part of something where you celebrate other people so much, and it's incredible. You're incredible. You're going to map out your business again this week, right? So, I mean, one shake. Crazy? Did you ever think you would be making $10,000, $12,000 in 1 week? Is that like absurd? Oh, did I lose you? I think I lost you.
I'm having a bad time hearing you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Can you hear me?
Uh-oh.
I hear you.
It's going in and out, a little unstable.
Now I don't hear you.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And is it my line? Is it my line? Now I don't hear.
I think it's mine.
Jeff, is it my line?
No.
Oh, can you hear me now, Cyndi?
I can.
Okay, so let's end it. Does anyone have any questions that they would like to ask Cyndi? Anyone have any questions, any comments, anything you want to ask from the woman who has created 14 executives in 5 years? No questions, no comments?
I'll go, Ange.
Yeah.
Hi, Cyndi. It's Victoria.
Hi, Victoria.
Really no questions. I always think you're so amazing, and my teammates love you at ICU, at Celebration. Absolutely did a mind-blowing explanation of the comp plan. And I get it now. I so get it. I just created my second Crystal Executive about a month ago, right before the deadline. And it really is so amazing to feel that creating a Crystal Executive. It was as if I hit it again. So doing it is really, I've been pushing more of that than anything else lately. So when everybody's worrying about the cycles and going crazy, they're like, they're throwing 20 people on their personal leg. I'm like, no, let's not do that. Let's just build to get to executive and stay there. So I totally get that now. And I always use you as an example.
Oh, thank you. And I think, that's part of this, and that's why this fires me up so much, is that, we feel so great when someone has wonderful product experience and product results. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, the video's not good, but as long as you can hear me.
Yes.
And we feel so fulfilled when we've played a small role in getting someone healthy. Times that by 10, maybe times it by 100. When you help someone find success in the business and they're making money and they're paying off debt, paying off student loans, paying off, mortgage payments, car payments, that just magnifies by so much when you're able to help people financially. So I think, if you love helping people with the health transformation side of it, helping people with the business is even better. It's even better.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Anyone else have any questions or comments? We'll take one more and then we'll let Cyndi go. Jeff, do you want to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to just say, Cyndi, your personality, you could see the passion. It's infectious.
Yeah.
Your personality is just infectious. And I had an aha moment tonight, because when you talked about not taking it personally if someone doesn't want to join or be part of the team. And I was thinking of Victoria Brunetti, and I know Victoria Brunetti, and she's probably looking at her screen since she's in the carriage. And I love her to death. I love her. She's like, my little sister. She kept on asking me, and every time it was like I wasn't ready. And it took about maybe a year and a half. And it was not personal. So the aha moment came on, wow, it wasn't personal. and I shouldn't take it personal. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah. And what if she would have given up on you because she thought you hurt her feelings because you weren't ready, and then she would have given up on you, you wouldn't be here today. So that's what we have to get through our heads. It's not, and it's usually never anything we do or say. People just aren't ready, and it's all about timing. And if you stay consistent with what you're doing, people will come around when they're ready.
Yeah, Jeff, highest cycles on a Thursday. Thank God she did not give up on you. You keep doing your thing.
Thank you.
Love you.
Yeah, that's great. Great job, Jeff.
Thank you.
Cyndi, I love you so much. You're an amazing friend, a wonderful leader. They got it right when they chose you for Leader of the Year. And I want to thank you so much for giving your time to my team. This is incredible. I'm going to listen to the replay over and over. And I am looking for 3 new people I can take to executive. I'm ready to roll up my sleeves and work. This was
That's
so
awesome.
incredibly inspirational. I know your son and Scott will be executives number 15 and 16. And I'm really excited about that for you.
That's great. And I hope you guys pop out a ton more executives by next time I see you all in where we are next, Phoenix. So hopefully we'll see you all in Phoenix, and you'll have executives on your, honestly, I'm more proud of my executives than I am my golden circles. I can tell you that. That number is more important to me. So so I'm excited. So thank you guys so much. And I love you more, Angela. Thank you for inviting me on. And I love you guys. Have a great night.
Thank you, Cyndi. Love you. Good night,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Thank you so much for being on the call, guys.
Thank you, Cyndi.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.